Hi, I'm Hazel. It's Saturday today, which makes it time to sit down and catch up on the WoW news of the week, what I've been up to, and answer some of your questions. This week we have a patch release date. We now know that patch 925 is dropping on May 31st for NA and June 1st for EU, also known as with this upcoming reset. I thought that made this a great time to round up what is actually changing with this patch, kind of top off the coolest things coming, and also kind of recap what is coming but not yet. What is not with this patch, but is still kind of on the way. The coolest thing coming in 925 and the biggest headline of the patch is cross-faction instances. So when the patch launches, you are going to be able to invite your cross-faction Battletech friends, Real ID friends, and communities, in-game communities will also be able to designate themselves as cross-faction, and you'll be able to invite members of a cross-faction community to a party. Once you're in a party or a raid with them, you can go ahead and do your raids, you can do your Mythic Plus, you can do your rated arena and your rated PvP. You will still be hostile to each other when you're out in the open world, but as soon as you zone into that dungeon, you're going to be able to buff each other, heal each other, trade stuff, and play as normal. With your cross-faction friends. This effectively doubles the applicant pool overnight for things like pre-made Mythic Plus, pug raids, 2s, 3s, RBGs, all of those things are going to be able to pull people from both factions in Group Finder, although if the Group Finder leader designates, they can choose to limit it to single faction if they really want to, but for most people, this means that you're going to have a lot more options of who to join a group with. It also makes for a great excuse to level your off-faction alt, just because you'll be able to play it with your existing and current groups. You can, if you're an Alliance guild, you could level a Horde character and then bring it to raid. It won't be like geared up and stuff yet, so they might be mad at you, but you can do it. Another thing coming in 925 is a new quest line for Blood Elves and also a new quest line for Dark Iron Dwarves to unlock some new cosmetics. So the Blood Elf quest line will earn a new Blood Elf mount, set of weapon appearances, and then a special Blood Knight armor set that is only for Blood Elf paladins. To be eligible for that quest line, your Blood Elf character must be level 60 and exalted with Silvermoon, whereas for the Dark Iron Dwarf quest line, they get a quest to earn a new mount and some weapon appearances, and that can be done at level 50 or higher. Also in 925, we have a list of quality of life changes. Some highlights: we've got cross-realm raiding for Mythic Sepulcher officially opening. This is coming at the same time as cross-faction raiding, meaning that Mythic Sepulcher pugs are going to have quite the applicant pool available. There are some Renown Catchup quality of life changes as well. The Broker's Mark of Distinction will catch you up to 60 Renown up from 40, and Accelerated Renown Catchup will also take you as far as 60. There are now new ways to get guaranteed renown all the way up to 80, including completing a Torghast Layer 9 to 16, and then some other stuff that is probably not as fast as completing a Torghast Layer 9. I am very much assuming that spamming 9s is going to be the fastest way to grind at renown if you need it now. However, renown comes pretty quick, especially if you don't mind replaying through the Zereth Mortis campaign on your alt. That should get you done in short order, so renown should not be a big part of you getting your new character set up in 925. For any of my fellow transmog collectors out there, Grateful Offerings are going to be much easier to get in 925. They are getting a big boost. You will now get twice as many Grateful Offerings from calling boxes. You do still want to have your Anima Conductor at rank 3 to max that out. You will get more Grateful Offerings from callings depending on your Anima Conductor rank, so make sure you've got that topped up if you're collecting them. But this is very nice if you're collecting transmog because you need an awful lot of Grateful Offerings to buy them all. The Anima's not such a big deal anymore because you can get so much of it in Zereth Mortis, but the Grateful Offerings have still been kind of gross, so this should help. Other things in 925, the new arena map Enigma's Crucible is going to be coming into play. It does not have the toggle button for the pillar. The pillar is just in the middle. You can't make it go away. The old design that had people able to enable and disable the pillar has been done away with. It just didn't work very well. So it's a new map. It looks lovely, and it should be nice and straightforward with just one big pillar in the middle. And then my last highlight from the 925 patch notes is that legendaries should get quite a bit cheaper. Probably, because it is going to be much easier to level them. You're going to get 400% more experience points for crafting rune carving items, so it should not take nearly as much investment to get a pattern leveled up to 291. They were already getting pretty affordable, but this should help kind of bring the price down even further so that people can get their best legendaries and get into the game. So all of that is happening this upcoming reset. There are some things that are not happening. So Season 4 is not this reset. You still have time for Season 3. Blizzard has stated that Season 4 is coming later this summer, which means not yet. You've still got some time left on Season 3, so the Fated Raids is not yet, the new Affix is not yet. You have time still to get your Season 3 Keystone Master mount and your Season 3 ahead of the curve achievements. Speaking of the ahead of the curve achievements, we have confirmation that while it is true that AOTC for the Jailer will no longer be available once Season 3 ends, the Carcinized Xerath Steed mount that goes along with that is going to continue to be available in Season 4. So if you're just in it for the mount, don't worry too much. You can have more time to get it in Season 4. If you want the achievement specifically, then you do want to do that while Season 3 is still current. Another thing that is on the horizon but is not coming specifically with 925 is gray and white items becoming transmoggable. This is something that they talked about in Dragonflight interviews, and they said it is coming with or before Dragonflight, but as far as I know, it's not on the 925 PTR, and we are not expecting it with this upcoming reset, so it could get hotfixed in later, or it could just come with the Dragonflight pre-patch. So that's, as far as I know, not coming yet, although that is not stopping anybody from collecting them ahead of time or buying and selling them on the auction house in anticipation of them becoming transmoggable. And that's the gist of 925. It is very much kind of a quality of life update and systems patch. The cross-faction is the biggest thing that is coming. The only new, playable content, as far as I know, is the Dark Iron Dwarf and the Blood Elf quest lines. So it's not going to change what you're doing on a day-to-day basis all that much, but it does kind of lay some groundwork for the future of WoW. And in my life this week, in real life, I went to a farmer's market. I bought a scrunchie. Thank you. I'm just anticipating compliments because it's just a really sick scrunchie. And then in WoW, I have leaned back into cosmetic collecting, and I accidentally got a mount today. I earned the Callowed Flayed-Wing, or at least I got the Blight-Touched Egg to drop, just while I was waiting for Tahanta to spawn in Maldraxxus, so that was kind of fun. It was 650 or so kills, so those little Flappy, the Neonate Bonetooth dudes, so that was exciting. I'm now turning my attention to try to make Necro Ray eggs exist. The eggs have a chance to drop from Maldraxxus calling boxes, and if you have one, consider yourself lucky, because the drop rate is just rude and RNG is kind of cruel. So I'm using all of my ults to run callings whenever they're Maldraxxus callings now to try to make this thing happen. I'm gonna need 3 of them. The good news is that you make a good amount of raw gold while doing that because of the 1800-ish gold worth of gray items you get from doing a calling, so it's not bad. It's just that so far, Necro Ray eggs continue to be a myth. I will let you know if I make one happen. Oh, and then for stream, I am changing up my schedule. I tried out morning streams this week, and I liked it very much. I'm going to adjust it a little bit and then make 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific my new time slot, and that is Tuesday through Sunday, so same time every day, 6 days a week. Nice and easy to remember, and a much more EU-friendly time than the old afternoon streams used to be. And the questions for this week, Stupid Coyote wants to know, have you heard anything about the rest of Shadowlands raids getting the AOTC achievement back once they become current again in Season 4? Congrats on your latest AOTC achievement. Thank you. I have not heard anything to that effect, and I would be very surprised if they brought old AOTC achievements back. It kind of defies the premise of them, especially with this news that while the Carcinized Xerath Steed's sticking around, the Jailer AOTC achievement is going to be gone after Season 3. However, I do think it's pretty likely that there is a Season 4 achievement for clearing the raids on Fated and Heroic difficulty. That seems pretty reasonable to expect. It's probably in the files already and I just missed it. So new achievements most likely. I would be very surprised if the old ones came back. And Jeremy wants to know, do you have an opinion or theory about the big new allied race leak that has been making the rounds? So I had heard about this a little bit in my stream chat, and I went and Googled it briefly before answering this question so I could give it a fair shake. I mostly found a little screenshot on an MMO champion thread. I don't know if there's more to it than that. I am very skeptical because it feels like we would know about it more by now. And just because I'm generally skeptical about leaks until things get genuinely announced, unless it's something that we can see concretely through data mining, and if that has happened for this, then I missed it. So I don't think that we're getting a surprise allied race with pre-orders. However, I would love to be wrong, because allied races are fun. If they did do one, my vote, my wish list allied race for that would be Tuskar. I think that would be hilarious, and it would fit with Dragonflight. Allied races are just a great excuse to make more alts, and I barely need excuses to do that, so I would be all about it. I just think that it's a bit of wishful thinking. It would kind of pull focus away from Drakthir, and that's the big new race in Dragonflight. And that has been the week. Thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions for the news video, please leave them in the comments and include the word question to help me find it. New stream time is 9 to 11 Pacific, running Tuesday through Sunday, so stop by and say hi if you like. Appreciate you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.